Here is the rephrased text. Rephrase. I was laughing when I said it. That detail still catches me off guard. My back was to the kitchen door, phone against my ear. My voice low and casual, honed by too much use. I remember circling the rim of my coffee mug with a fingertip, watching the steam drift up as if it had all the time in the world. He doesn't even see me anymore, I said. A beat of silence. Then the words came, the ones that would cut everything in two. I don't think I ever really loved him. Quiet filled the other end of the line. Not surprise, not blame. Something heavier, understanding. Behind me, a floorboard groaned. I didn't turn. I didn't need to. The air shifted, grew dense, the kind of quiet that only settles. When a truth lands exactly where it was never meant to, I finished the call anyway. Calm, almost polite. When I finally turned, the kitchen was empty. The back door stood open, swinging faintly, knocking against the frame like a metronome keeping time for something final. His keys were gone. That was when my marriage ended. Not with shouting, not with tears, but with a truth spoken too plainly. To the wrong person, at exactly the wrong moment. I tried to believe it was a misunderstanding, that he'd only heard part. That context could soften it. That love was bigger than one sentence overheard through a door left ajar. He didn't answer my calls that night. Or the next morning. His side of the bed stayed smooth. His toothbrush was missing. He had left with purpose. People imagine disappearance as something loud. It isn't. It's precise. As hours became days, memory started to reorganize. Small moments returned, now edged with new meaning. His distance, his careful questions, the way he had been watching me, quietly, like someone waiting for proof. And then there was him, the voice on the other end. Danielle, a co-worker, a confidant, someone who listened. Someone who never cut me off when I talked about feeling unseen in my own life. I told myself it was harmless because nothing physical had happened. I told myself many things, but absence strips lies to the bone. With my husband gone, the silence grew loud enough to show what I'd been avoiding. I hadn't just said something unforgivable. I had been living it. Still, I didn't go after him, not yet. I needed to know something first. Grief makes people impulsive. I stayed deliberate. I checked the phone records. Not spying, verifying. Long calls, late nights. A pattern that spoke for itself. I retrieved old messages from cloud backups, the kind we delete, thinking gone means forgotten. It doesn't. I replayed conversations in my mind, listening now for what I'd missed before. Daniel's patience, his quiet nudges, the way he painted my marriage as a trap without ever naming it. All while my husband had been quietly coming apart beside me. I moved through my days like glass, clear, fragile. At work, I smiled. With friends, I changed the subject. Inside, I built a timeline, a clean one. No drama, no outbursts, just understanding. The worst part wasn't uncovering the emotional affair. It was realizing how long I'd been rewriting my own conscience to make it seem innocent, and how clearly my husband must have seen it, long before I said it out loud. The last proof arrived in an email, forwarded, no subject. Screenshots, my words, his replies. Weeks of closeness pretending to be care. The sender didn't sign it, but they didn't have to. I met my husband 3 days later. A public cafe, neutral, full of strangers who didn't know they were sitting near an ending. He looked leaner, harder, as if he'd already grieved. I slid my phone across the table. The email was open. I know, I said. Nothing else. He didn't reach for the phone. Just nodded once, slowly, as if confirming something he already knew. I didn't leave because of what you said, he answered. His voice was even, composed. I left because it was true. That hit harder than any blame. I wanted to explain, to reframe, to be heard. Instead, I stayed quiet, because for the first time, silence felt like honesty. Daniel didn't expect me to come. People who think they're rescuers never do. I didn't shout. I didn't blame. I thanked him for listening, for understanding, for helping me see exactly who I'd let myself become. Then I handed him a printed copy of the screenshots, marked, dated, highlighted. And this, I said calmly, has been sent to HR and to his lawyer. His face fell in layers. Certainty first, then disbelief, then fear. You said you didn't love him, he whispered. I said many things, I replied. You only heard what served you. I left him there. Still talking, still trying to change the story. I was finished editing myself. My husband never returned. He sent the papers through his lawyer, efficient, cold, exactly like the man I'd failed to truly see. I signed without pausing. No apologies, no explanations. Some truths don't need dressing up. I don't miss him the way people assume. I miss who I was before I learned. How easily words can betray you and how quietly someone can walk away once they finally hear what's real. The house is quieter now. So am I. And for the first time, that silence doesn't feel like something missing. It feels like what I earned.